Hello friends, welcome to Innovative Talk by Dr. Dwivedi. Today I am here to discuss with a very important scheme by the government of India, that is Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. So today we will discuss how this Startup India Seed Fund Scheme works. It is an initiative to spur entrepreneurship across India. Why there is a need for Startup India Seed Fund Scheme? Easy availability of capital is essential for entrepreneurs at the early stage of the growth of an enterprise. And funding from angel investors and venture capital firm becomes available to startups only after the proof of concept, that is POC, has been provided. Similarly, banks provide loans only to asset-backed applicants. It is essential to provide seed funding to startup with an innovative idea to conduct POC trials. What is the objective of the seed fund scheme by Startup India? Startup India Seed Fund Scheme aims to provide financial assistance to startups for proof of concept, prototype development, product trials, market entry, and commercialization. Again, I am repeating why and what are the objectives of this Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. Startup India Seed Fund Scheme aims to provide financial assistance to startups for their proof of concept, for prototyping development, for product trials and market entry and commercialization. This would enable these startups to graduate to a level where they will be able to raise investments from angel investors or venture capitalists, or seek loans from commercial banks or financial institutions. Know more about this, how Startup India seed funds will operate. The seed fund will be disbursed to eligible startups through eligible incubators across India. So DPIIT, that is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. It is the nodal department for that. Then EAC is Export Advisory Committee. The form will go via EAC, Export Advisory Committee. It is made by government, and government representatives and industry experts will evaluate the application. Then it will move to incubator stage 3, that is move to incubator. Government assisted or not a government assisted incubators can be the place where you can process it, and operational for at least 2 to 3 years. If you are the incubator must operate for 2 to 3 years, then only you can choose that. And then it will go to startup. DPIIT recognized startups you have to register first on Startup India portal and incorporated less than 2 years ago. So this is how Startup India Seed Fund Scheme will operate, from DPIIT to EAC, that is Export Advisory Committee, then to incubators, and then finally it reaches to startups. Now, what are the features of this wonderful plan, that is Startup India Seed Fund Scheme? It is year-round call for application for incubators and startups. There is no deadline. So throughout the year, when some wonderful idea comes to your mind and you want to incorporate it as a startup and you want to avail this Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, you can apply round the year. Year-round call for application is available. Then sector agnostic. There is from any sector, from defense, from agriculture, from IT, from edutech, from fintech, for agritech, from any domain, you can get this seed fund scheme. You can avail this seed fund scheme support. Then no mandatory physical incubation. You can have the virtual incubation support also. Suppose you have started one agri-tech incubate startup, but there is no availability of agri-tech incubator in your area. So virtually you can get connected with agri-tech incubator available in the country, and you can get assistance from them. So this is the third feature. Next one is Pan India Startup Program. This is seed fund scheme is a Pan India program. So you are going to get great exposure Pan India, and you will be having great networking facility available throughout your learning phase of this startup under seed fund scheme. And then finally, startup can apply to 3 incubators simultaneously. Suppose you are having the agri-tech startup, and you are also using AI, artificial intelligence or machine learning in that, or robotics in that. So you can have one incubator related to agri-tech, one related to ML, one related to robotics, likewise IT domain incubator. So you can have 3 incubators. You can get yourself registered for 3 incubators. You can take assistance, you can take support from 3 incubators. So these are the major features of Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. Again, I'm repeating, year-round call for application for the incubation startup. 2, sector agnostic. 3, no mandatory physical incubation is required. Pan India startup program, and startups can apply for 3 incubators simultaneously. Now coming to the eligibility criteria for startups. Startups recognized by DPIIT incorporated not more than 2 years ago at the time of application is eligible for the scheme. The startup must have a business idea to develop a product or service with a market fit, viable commercialization and scope for scaling. And these are some details about this wonderful scheme. There are many experts who are going to guide you and who are going to nurture you for this program. For incubators, incubators should be operational for at least 2 years on the date of application of the scheme, and incubator must have the facility to seed at least 25 individuals or 25 startup seats. An incubator must have at least 5 startups undergoing incubation facility physically on their board. So these are some prerequisites for these startups as well as for incubator. So the Startup India Seed Fund Scheme is very great and very helpful scheme for startups as well as incubator. So stay connected with me, Dr. Punit Dwivedi, with Innovative Talks. Again, I will come with new wonderful video on startups or incubation or entrepreneurship ecosystem for you. So stay connected to Innovative Talks by Dr. Punit Dwivedi. Thank you. Have a nice time.